Hello and welcome back to the Sarcastic Geek. Today, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Season 2, Episode 4. I had to double check. The Swamp. And, this is the episode where we learn about basically Florida people. But Avatar: The Last Airbender. And if you're not from the United States, Florida is the state where all the weirdest stuff happens. And it's also mostly because the headlines in the state of Florida, if you're say arrested for something, they'll just say Florida man or Florida woman, and then whatever happened. They can't say your name until after you've been proven guilty. Fun fact. But also, fun fact, I am, in fact, under the weather. So, gonna try and get this one done here. I have a tight schedule I want to keep for you guys, the viewers. That way you guys have stuff you can, rely upon, rain, sleet, snow, or hail. I'm delivering what exactly you subscribed for. Avatar: The Last Airbender, Season 2, Episode 4, The Swamp, brought to you by the Sarcastic Geek and the One Ring shirt that I definitely love. But without further ado, let's get in the content you enjoy. Let's engage. I do love that little Easter egg they have going in front, because if you notice the last shot, the Blue Spirit's music picks up, and the Blue Spirit mask is shown on that cart as it slowly goes by. Beautiful Easter egg. Love to see that. And just a friendly reminder, I did see the comment. Thank you very much for those who did comment on different kind of editing style, as I'm still, editing all my own material. I'll try to make sure that it looks the most professional. I'm going to go with what I'm comfortable with today. Moving forward, we'll try some of your ideas and make that work. I'm always open to comments and suggestions and feedback, as long as it's not just, hey, you suck. I suck, but why? You suck because I don't really like this camera angle, I don't like the way this is being recorded. Whatever the case may be, let me know creatively. I appreciate those kinds of feedback. Back to the content.
Spare change for hungry old man.
Aw, here you go.
The coin is appreciated, but not as much as your smile.
I don't know if Iroh is just like an elderly pervert, or if back in his prime, he was out here as Iroh, the lady killer of the West. It's hard to say because we never see him physically in his prime, but at the same time, that's probably for the best for the rest of the cast, because he would probably beat up a lot of people that we hold in very high regard.
Come on, we're talking a gold piece here. Let's see some action. Dance.
The lake is so sweet that you really got to meet the girls from the Sing Sing.
Nothing like a fat man dancing for his dinner. Here you go.
Iroh, you and I took out two completely different stances from this. I know I was jumping Zuko's gun about survival, and hey, great feedback from the commenter who'd let me know the difference between what he viewed as them choosing their survival over everything else. Factual. From an emotional standpoint, I wanted more for Zuko. In this instance, I want Zuko to go beat that punk up, take his weapons, and then we can make him dance for our entertainment, because this is humiliating, and making someone else do a little song and dance for your own entertainment is kind of awful, in the sense of this is what you have to do to survive.
Hey, you taking us down for a reason? A, why are we going down?
A, that's what she said. B, there's something mysterious about this forest, and anytime there is a magical forest and it's mysterious in a uncommon sense, I'm going to stay away from it. As a Lord of the Rings fan, when there is a mysterious forest, I saw what happened to the dwarves in The Hobbit, who got absolutely lost, and, things went crazy. And then on the other end, where there was a swamp-like things, it was the Dead Marshes, where the dead can somehow almost pull you in to join them. No means a no.
Bye, Swamp. Yip, yip.
You better throw in an extra yip. We gotta move.
Navora said, "We have a meeting. It's scheduled, and you're gonna go." This is like you. Actually, this is more like me trying to avoid detention back in the day. I was in detention a lot. I talked a lot, and I threw pens at people a lot. It was always like, "Hey, you need a pen," and then like they would stop paying attention. The teacher would look, and then they would be caught by the teacher, and hit them in the head, and then they'd be like, "Ow!" And then I get in trouble. And yeah, it was a whole thing. But trying to avoid detention. That's basically what we're trying to do with this forest swamp thing, and it said no. You're coming. So let's see where this takes us.
Where's Appa and Momo?
And we're separated from our two sage animal friends. Things are gonna be a tumultuous episode, isn't it? Shout out to Momo, though, for being a real one here. Literally saw his friend was stuck, figured, all right, I got you. But I don't think we installed a parachute on Appa, so down we go.
Something about this place feels alive.
I'm sure there are lots of things that are alive here. And if we don't want to wind up getting eaten by them, we need to find Appa as fast as we can.
Yep, I'm out. Anytime there's a mysterious vantage point from a camera angle that's not where our characters are at and is staring directly at them, I'm out. This is a horror film. This is a horror feature. I am outside in a swamp I don't want to be in after being mysteriously summoned by a tornado, and now, because of either Sokka attacking the swamp or all like extra ulterior motives outside of my common understanding, we are now about to be introduced to a character or a thing that I probably don't want to meet. Lovely. Momo was like, come on, I paid for the taxi cab fare. Why aren't you moving? It's like, we're stuck in traffic. There's nowhere to go. And Appa, well, clearly and efficiently won the only round I think Momo is entitled to actually attempt to try and fight his friend here. Because sometimes you get to mess with your friends, and sometimes your friends, well, they mess with you.
What was that?
Nothing, just swamp gas. Look, there's nothing supernatural going on here.
What in the unholy... I'm going to give this place like a 1 on Yelp. Service is terrible. No food accommodations. Nothing over my head to keep me dry. And then the irritating bird that was screaming. You lose a point for each one of those. I'm sure lovely place. Just not for me, man. Just not for me. I'm not one of those people that like go out and create content in like the Everglades and like as they capture gators and pythons and non-native invasive species and stuff and create amazing content. I respect those people. I'm just not one of them, nor will I ever be.
Please, we're all alone out here. Yeah.
Except for them.
Oh, okay. A 0 out of 5 for Yelp review. Not particular keen on this swamp. That's a lot of creatures that want to get me. This is the Everglades. This is Florida. If you're not from the U.S., just Google the Everglades or like watch Swamp People. Fun show. Yeah, a lot of shenanigans in there. I am surprised that worked. It's like when you have that pet on the edge of your bed that decides 2 a.m., perfect time to bathe itself. As loudly as is possible and as just weirdly as possible. There'll be times you look at the edge of your bed and your pet just has like its back foot like this far into its own mouth, just trying to like clean it, and you're like, 2 a.m., this is the time you decided to do this. When all else is quiet in the world, this is what you decide to do? Got it. I'll remember that next time I'm being too loud while I'm just living my life during the day. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is the horror version of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where the beautiful scenery that was once so luscious and loving is now out for blood. Our blood. Yep. Would not recommend.
What'd you reckon make a track like that, though?
Don't know, do. Something with 6 legs. Pretty big ones, too.
Okay, when I said this was Florida, I was being hypothetical. This is Florida. It's either people look like this, if you're near the Everglades, or it's the retirees and the lovely people who bring so much flavor and fun to Florida in the other portions that somehow decide living close to an area that is ravaged by hurricanes is ideal living. Y'all are braver than I am. I can't do that ish. But, like, when I say swamp people, this is Louisiana, this is Florida Everglades, this is a lot of those weird places where the banjo gets louder, and I want to be as far away from it as possible, I reckon.
Leaves a nice wide trail to follow.
You know what's at the end of that trail? Dinner.
What do you mean, dinner? This is swamp people. This whole episode is just like, what if we made Florida swamp people animated and stuck it inside Avatar: The Last Airbender's universe? This is this whole episode. Pardon? The actual hell out of me? What? 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 Florida.
Mom? Mom! I can't believe...
Oh, cool. This forest is now not only spooky and full of invasive wildlife that will actually try and kill us. Well, I guess it's not invasive to here, but it's invasive to my life. And now it's going to mess with us psychologically to where we're thinking we're seeing things that are just not actually here. Because Katara in her heart knows that her mom has been gone for, well, in her brain knows her mom's been gone for a long time. In her heart, she's just hoping she's somehow apparently out here in the swamp. But again, these are teenagers. These mistakes will probably happen.
Hello? Yue? This is just a trick of the light. Swamp gas. I hit my head running away last night. I'm going crazy.
You didn't protect me.
Okay, cool. At least Sokka was, like, trying to break through it, like, logically. Does, like, yep, I ate something wrong, my mind's messed up, the forest is playing tricks on me, the lighting is all weird. Because those are all things that would dispel exactly what he's dealing with right now. Because out of all the deepest things he could want in his heart, I understand Princess Yue may be up there, but number one, overseeing his father or being able to reunite spiritually with his mother, I don't think so. I'm just going to have to go no on that one. And the fact she's like, you didn't protect me. You became the moon. I don't know how you want me to protect you. Am I supposed to put like a laser beam on the moon? Like what are you going to do?
Appa! Hello? Who are you? Hey, come back!
Just so we're clear, the thing that Aang wants to see most is someone to teach him earthbending. And if I'm not mistaken, that is Toph, who we haven't been officially introduced to yet, but if you understand the show and the series, Toph Bei Fong is the greatest character in this show. Personal opinion. So the fact that Aang is having spiritual visions about seeing her already, and then he's still going to be like, the world isn't providing me a teacher or clear signs. This one's on you, dude. The rest with Roku, that's Roku's fault. But right now, You were given clear directions.
Look at that, though. Is that a little hairy fella riding that thing?
No, that's what they call a lemur. Saw one at a traveling show once. Real smart, they say.
Bet he tastes a lot like possum chicken.
You think everything tastes like possum chicken.
This is Louisiana, Everglades, Florida people swamp episode. 1000%. Possum chicken? They literally do say that gator does taste like chicken. Just somehow more chewy, which is more chewy than goat, and goat is not all that great, to be honest. Had that way, way too chewy. Like, your jaw is in for a hell of a workout that you did not want. I wanted dinner. I didn't want a workout. But the fact that these people see Appa and think dinner, yo, that's a different level of crazy I've never seen.
No worry about, we just fixing to eat ya.
What'd you say that for?
Well, we are.
But you don't have to tell them that.
Well, how'd I know they'd understand me?
Come on.
It would make sense that Florida is literally just full of waterbenders that are just, special. I can't think of a word for it that is YouTube appropriate, but they are unique. I'll give them that. This would probably be up in the things of worst nightmares for everybody else, because, like, whenever people, like, your most insane group of people from, like, your nation and be like, have them fight other people's most insane group of people from their nation, we're sending Florida people, because they're an interesting bunch. Let's just say that much.
What do you guys think you're doing? I've been looking all over for you.
Well, I've been wandering around looking for you.
I was chasing some girl.
What girl?
I don't know. I heard laughing and I saw some girl in a fancy dress.
Well, there must be a tea party here, and we just didn't get our invitations.
That is the most thinly veiled Alice in Wonderland reference I've seen. But at the same time, I feel like a Mad Hatter showing up wouldn't be completely out of the ordinary at this moment in time. Aang was searching for his teacher. Katara is still searching for her mother for closure pertaining to their relationship. And Sokka is mourning the relationship that he lost because his girlfriend became the moon. I don't know how you're going to reconcile that one. The other two seem possible. The moon... Good luck.
Okay, so where's here? The middle of the swamp?
Yeah, the center. It's the heart of the swamp.
This Avatar, The Last Airbender, that looks like the tree that they literally grabbed for Avatar, the movie with James Cameron. But again, James Cameron did literally just borrow cowboys and Indians and literally make it in space, and then add some love element to it, and, beautiful graphics, and people are like, $1 billion movie! So, maybe he saw Avatar and figured, you know what, I can make this, about 10 years later, and no one will notice the difference. We'll just have to replace swamp people with giant aliens, and, it'll all work out. But hey, $1 billion is still $1 billion, so shout out to you. This was also not on my 2026 bingo card. This is a monster of the forest, although it could also be someone bending something together to create this illusion of monster. Or this is the literal spirit of the swamp, and it was luring them all there to then apparently whoop everyone's keister, and it is doing so right now, handedly.
Now, what would a lemur need a shirt for?
Yep, I forgot this was all going on. So the spirit of the forest is trying to kill our lead characters, and Florida people are trying to kill our ride, and Momo. This episode is not fun. Like, it's enjoyable to watch, but as far as the characters experiencing it, I don't think they're going to rate it very high on Yelp either. Well, Momo's been captured. after being like the only one who was trying to fight for our survival, I guess. I mean, Appa is trying, but fleeing is only going to get you so far unless you're able to get out of there, and, well, eventually he's going to run out of swamp. I understand we're putting up a absolute hell of a fight right now. But if this is truly a spirit of the swamp, and it is upset with us, wouldn't we think the Avatar should at least try and tap in at some points into the spirit world and try and figure out what exactly is going on, as opposed to just, I'm going to keep, slicing and dicing this thing that is clearly shown that it can regenerate. This is, in effect, trying to fight Swamp Thing, and, well, it's not going great right now.
There's someone in there! He's bending the vines!
Okay, cool. It's not an actual spirit of the forest. Thank God. Because that makes it, mean we can actually win. But at the same time, the fact we've cut through the heart so many times and we haven't hit this dude, it's also good, because I don't think we're actively trying to kill him. We're just trying to figure out what the deal is right now.
I didn't call you here.
We were flying over and I heard something calling to me, telling me to land.
He's the Avatar. Stuff like that happens to us a lot.
The Avatar. Come with me.
So now we're just we're buddies, we're BFFs. This is normal. You tried killing me for 10, 15 minutes, and now he just says, come with me, and we're like, all right, cool, bet. No one asks any follow-up questions, no kind of deep dive into why this is happening, or whatever. I'll just see what they're going on with this.
Sure. You think you're any different from me, or your friends, or this tree? If you listen hard enough, you can hear every living thing breathing together. You can feel everything growing.
That was a level of deepness I'm just not quite ready to deal with. But at the same time, it's yeah, we really aren't all that different from you versus me. At the end of the day, it's just a couple key decision points. We're all looking to survive, live a good life, find exactly the love we're looking for, blah, 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 blah. It's all the same basic things, but how everyone goes about things is what makes us, differentiate in our paths. We're all just, cohabitating the same floating rock in the middle of space. So the Avatar, I would sort of guess, is a little more unique than everyone else, but he's not different, if that's what we're going for.
Time is an illusion, and so is death.
But what about my vision? It was someone I had never met.
You're the Avatar, you tell me.
Time is an illusion. So it's someone I will meet.
The lightest level of foreshadowing possible. This one they gave to you on a silver platter, but yet when I was a kid, obviously I missed this. I was like, so he's going to meet this weird little girl in a dress and it's supposed to change his life. But at the same time, it's that's Toph Bei Fong. That's the dress I think in which we meet her or get fully introduced to her. So that part checks out.
I think I know how to find them. Everything is connected.
Yeah, Avatar definitely got their connectiveness of the forest from this. I'm just putting that out there. Avatar the movie was a complete ripoff. Just so we're clear. Avatar The Last Airbender came first and was goated, and then we have the $1 billion James Cameron thing. All of it was a ripoff of something else that's already existed, just with beautiful graphics, and we all bought it collectively. Just so we're clear. The connectiveness of the forest literally taps in right here. We have the same giant tree in the center. We just swapped a few pieces out from a different story and thought, I'm a genius. But nope, not in the slightest.
Hey, you guys are waterbenders.
You too? That means we're kin.
That is the biggest insult you could have thrown at any of us. I understand cohabitating the same planet, but now I have to share my skills with them? Ugh. Disgusting.
So why are you guys so interested in eating Appa? You've got plenty of those big things wandering around.
You want me to eat old Slim? He's like a member of the family.
You know, I guess Slim isn't really all that different from Appa, but Appa's adorable, and Slim, well, he's a little shady, so to speak, and no thanks.
Well, I hope you realize now that nothing strange was going on here. Just a bunch of greasy people living in a swamp.
What about the visions?
I told you we were hungry. I'm eating a giant bug.
I really don't want to include that in the edit, but oh, that was gross. No, that was so gross. Absolutely not. There's no world in which you can get me to eat a bug and tell me it's delectable in any way, shape, or form. I'm out.
Well, no accounting for weather. Still, there's absolutely nothing mysterious about the swamp.
Pardon? Cause that wasn't one of them. That wasn't us. Yep. Okay. We need to get out of this swamp yesterday.
Who's there?
And the blue spirit is back just like that. I forgot that whole plot point was even ongoing. It's part of being sick. But at the same time, you know, I got exactly what I wanted. And, well, that guy was going to use those swords for the right reason anyway. So let's just re-equip our gang and try and help with the survival overall. Morally, not good. Survival-wise, great. I'll take great right now. And that was Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 2, Episode 4, titled Swamp, where literally everything is more or less either supernatural or Florida Man related adjacent. And no offense, not really keen on either. But at the same time, it was a fantastic episode about interconnectivity and seeing whether the past or the future is what you truly want. Sometimes you can literally want something so badly, you can visualize it when others can't. Albeit, this was definitely helped by some mysticism or spirituality connected into the swamp itself. Oh, and we learned James Cameron's not original, but, you know, who could have told you that one? Except for literally everybody who's ever critiqued any of his work ever. But at the end of the day, I am the Sarcastic Geek. I would love to feel better. To help me feel better, hit that like button to show some support, and consider subscribing if you are unsubscribed already, as most of you already are. But at the same time, hey, you do you. You pick exactly content creators you decide you want to follow, and I'll see you guys, if you subscribe, in the next one.